Wordle is the new game craze that is sweeping the nation, and I figured why not use it to my own homeschooling advantage. So recently I've started using Wordle and Bananagrams to help my kids with their spelling and word knowledge, and I want to share how I'm doing it so you can do it too. Hi, I'm Stacey with Kids Learning for Life, and if you do not know what Wordle is, it is a word game that you can play online. You can do it on mobile or a computer. Everybody in the world has the same exact word that they are trying to guess each day, and you only have 6 guesses to try to win. Every guess you make, you will get clues as to if those letters are in the mystery word for the day. Green means you have the right letter in the right spot, but yellow means it's the correct letter, but it's in the wrong spot. Since the word is the same for everybody and there's only one word per day, there's definitely a lot of sharing of scores and everything, so this is something you can play with other people as well. Have you jumped on the Wordle bandwagon yet? If so, let me know in the comments and share your score with me. So clearly I jumped on the Wordle bandwagon and I started playing with actually Jenny and another friend of ours, and my kids saw me playing it every day, and so then my oldest said, I want to try. And I wasn't quite sure. It was, even though they're only 5-letter words, I was trying to think, how would he actually be able to get them? Is this too hard for him? So I ended up going ahead and letting him try on his phone, and he was enjoying it. Yes, it is still difficult for my 3rd grader. I also have a 2nd grader and a kindergartner. The kindergartner doesn't play. The 2nd grader tries. He needs a little extra assistance each day, but he can definitely still do it. But I was really impressed with the determination that my kids showed when they were trying to play this game. One thing I wanted to point out is that if you do want to play this game with multiple people, you do have to have a different device. So if you're doing it on your phone, on your web browser, then you need to have another device to let somebody else try, because it's basically by device that it will keep track of your score. Even though the game is still a little bit difficult for my kiddos, I was realizing that they were learning spelling skills. They would try a word and it wouldn't work because that word isn't spelled correctly, and so I'd have to let them know, oh hey, if you want to try that word, try this spelling. They're also learning vocabulary, especially a few weeks ago there were some British words that were just all over the place. So they're like, oh, what is this word? What does trove mean? And so I had to explain, oh, it's a treasure trove. And we would look words up and see what they are. So they've been having a lot of fun trying to figure out these words and trying to figure out what they mean sometimes. Another thing that this is helping them with is their word patterns. So realizing, oh, there's an R in my word and it's at the end. Maybe it's an ER for or an OR for or at the end. And so it gets them really thinking, like, there's maybe, if they know there's an R at the end, there's maybe only a few other letter options that they should even try there. So that has been really interesting, especially working with like vowel teams or bossy R, like the IRs, URs, ERs, understanding that those combinations kind of work together. Same thing with your SHs and CHs. Those can play together. So when you know one of those letters, you kind of can guess what a different letter is. So like I mentioned earlier, Wordle is only 1 word per day. You can't keep playing over and over all day long. You have to wait until the next day to start the new puzzle. This is great because it's kind of a one and done and I get to move on with the kids and do something else. But I did like all of the enthusiasm they were showing with this game, so I was trying to figure out how else I could implement this in our homeschool. Now, I do want to mention you can download Wordle type apps that will let you just play a different word and guess the word over and over and over again. But that's what I was trying to stay away from, was just them wanting to play one game and do that over and over again. So I thought of Scrabble, another game that kind of lets you have to put words together with different, knowing a limited amount of letters. I was really trying to think if Scrabble would be a good fit for my kiddos with the board and the scoring system, and I didn't think that it was quite right for my kiddos. So I was trying to think, how could I play Scrabble and do it in a way that's a little lower level for my kids? So I was trying to think of other Scrabble type games that I could play with the kids, kind of give us a more gamified aspect to this spelling and word knowledge. And I came upon Bananagrams. So these are just letter tiles, a bunch of different letter tiles, and you can play different words. So it's very much like Scrabble, but instead of everybody having one board and then having just a few tiles in your hand, you actually start with quite a few tiles and then everybody's kind of playing on their own board. There's no board, but you kind of play in your own little area and you're building off of your own words, trying to use all of your tiles. So far, my kids have been loving this game and it's been a fun little pastime. They're, again, learning lots of spelling, learning how words go together. I even let them know while we're playing the game, I say, hey, if you're looking how to spell a word, just ask me and we'll kind of go over it real quick. And so that's been really fun. One modification that I did start implementing is for my kindergartner and kind of for my second grader as well, is they're just creating words. So for my kindergartner, I say, hey, you just build as many words as you can find. They don't have to connect, they don't have to do anything fancy. You're just gonna build words. And so my second grader will kind of do that, but then if he can find certain words that will connect, he'll connect like 2 words together and then keep building, single words. And that's been really fun to allow all of us to play together while my third grader and I are making our own little word grids. Now, when I went to go buy Bananagrams, I did notice there was a My First Bananagrams or Bananagrams Junior, and it looked like some of the tiles were connected, so it should be simpler for those younger players. But the way we're playing it with the regular Bananagrams and just kind of modifying it for each player has been really fun, so I didn't see the need to get the Bananagrams for the junior. Adding these 2 games to our homeschool has been so much fun over the past week. It's been about a week. And so I really want to just get on here and share so that maybe you can take some inspiration and start adding this into your homeschool. If Wordle and Bananagrams aren't your cup of tea, then you can definitely check out this other video I did of other board games that are not only fun for kids, but fun for the adults to play too. So check that out. And until then, happy homeschooling, and I'll see you next time.